actually have been in the legal field since 2013. I was living in San Diego, California, and I went to the University of San Diego to get my ABA certified paralegal certificate from USD. I started as a 2-day-a-week legal assistant, part-time. I applied for a 3-day-a-week part-time legal assistant position, and because I had no experience, I didn't get that job for obvious reasons. But the attorneys that I interviewed with liked me enough that they said, hey, we'll bring you on 2 days a week and we'll see how you do. And from there, my career took off. I did well at what I did, and soon enough, the other person they actually did hire for the role that they were looking for was terminated, and I went full-time as a legal assistant while I was in my paralegal schooling. And then once I got my certificate, I became a paralegal. I moved to Utah in 2014 and immediately started working for Hatch, James & Dodge, a small little boutique litigation firm. And that is really where my career took off. I got to learn from some really great attorneys, and that's where I got to hone in on my skills and really blossom. I am currently working at Ken Garff Automotive. I'm in-house now and have been since 2019. And as of last week, I was actually just promoted to Director of Legal Processes. And so for the last 12 years, I've gone from legal assistant, paralegal, and now here I am as a director. I think outside of kind of the obvious one, which is the big promotion that I just got, I think the big one was going in-house. And I know that sounds strange, right? Because as a paralegal, there are so many little milestones you hit, right? When you first learn how to do certain filings, or when you're first tasked with drafting something, right? That is a huge milestone when an attorney trusts you to try your hand at that. But moving in-house was a huge milestone for me, and one of the biggest jumps I ever took, probably the most nerve-wracking one, to be honest. I spent 5 years in litigation. I knew nothing about being in-house, and so going and being in a company that I had spent years working at a law firm helping, and now being a part of a company on the other side of that was a very memorable milestone and marker in my career. Honestly, there's been quite a few. Their attorneys are have big personalities, right? And some are really easy to work with, and some are very difficult. And so there have been lots of challenges throughout my career where I'm having to learn how to adapt and work with maybe a personality I didn't jive with very well. And that I don't think ever gets easier, because every personality, whatever personality you're dealing with in different situations, is going to be different. And so how something that might have worked with one might not work with the other. Yeah, I think the biggest one would actually have been COVID. That was a really hard time to kind of pivot and deal with, especially because I was still so new. I had only been at my current job for a year when COVID hit, and so trying to adjust to that and trying to help our workforce. I think we may have been at like 3,500 employees across the US. Trying to navigate that and help them and trying to figure out what we're doing was a really, really hard thing, especially when I also was trying to figure out, I have kids, trying to figure out what's going on with us here, during that time, so. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting how that varies state by state, right? For instance, when I started in the legal field in California, they were not e-filing, and that was a foreign so e-filing was foreign to me. And then when I moved here to Utah, we had green filing, and e-filing was actually up and coming, and it wasn't really what it is now, for sure, but it was at least here. And so that was a very interesting adjustment, having to get used to that. And And it's been kind of great to see how that's transformed, now that I can go attend a small claims trial over, Zoom at this point, and that's been remarkable. It's been great. I mean, I have mixed opinions on that sometimes, right? Because mediations now are sometimes held over Zoom, and I don't know that I love that, because I think there's something to be said about being in person. But yeah, it's been crazy to see how much that's changed, and it's just going to keep changing even more. And I just hope that, at least in our industry, we do a good job at understanding that, hey, technology's improving, but that doesn't mean it works for our industry, right? I'm not one of the AI lovers, as so many are in the industry, and that piece scares me actually a little bit, and so I'm still trying to learn how to wrap my head around that and how that could work in our world. So, I have fears. I love the advances in some ways, but I have some worries, Well, I just think it's important to remember, I know it's easy to forget that, we're not attorneys, we are held to the same standard. We are subjected to the same information they are. We have access to the same information, right? Just like the FTC right now, we have the data privacy laws, and hey, if whoever you're giving access to that information is subject to, whatever data security you have to have in place. And paralegals need to think of that as well, right? We have to maintain confidentiality. We have to uphold ethics and standards, and I think it's important to remember that, because no attorney should just think, oh, because I am this or I'm that I can just do whatever I want, and that's been a really big push on my end throughout my career, is just to make sure I'm doing everything right, and I'm maintaining, not just for, maintaining a paralegal license or certification, but because that's just what being a good person is you're ethical, you're following a good moral compass, right? And, it's especially shown through at my current job, right? There's been some times where things will come up, and it's been really interesting and fun to try and navigate, hey, I know what the business team wants to do, and I understand that this is what we're trying to do, but how do we do that and accomplish these tasks while making sure that we're not, violating any laws, and that we're doing things the right way, and I think that I've just maintained that my entire career, which may or may not be why I've gotten to be where I'm at these days, right? Because I just have always wanted to follow, hey, we want to do things right. Like they don't want to be under the table or shady or try and cut corners. It's like everything works out when you do it the right way, and you're being a good person while doing it, I actually love the division a lot. I was brought on because of the attorneys I worked for here in Utah, and would go to a lot of CLE events with them. And I, appreciated that because it helped me bond with the people I'm working with, and it helped us get out of the office and learn, and really exposed me to the things that the attorneys are having to learn and keep up to date with. And then on top of that, it exposed me to other paralegals in the profession. I got to meet other attorneys out here in the city, and I did Wills for Heroes for several years, and that was a lot of fun, getting to meet other people and who wanted to help their community and kind of serve the people that have protected us for so long, and be there for them in those moments. So just love what you do, because a lot of people have this view of what it means to be a paralegal and what it means to be a legal assistant, and they look at Suits, right? That show, and just know that it can be a really hard industry, but it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding when you're getting to go to trial after spending weeks preparing your trial binders, and you get to walk away feeling confident in what you helped contribute to, right? Or when you're drafting memos and drafting pleadings that your attorneys want to file. And it's worth the time and the investment into that. And just know it won't be easy at times, but if you stick with it, it can be rewarding. And just know that if you love the law, you will love being a paralegal or a legal assistant. Check out the resources in your state, right? I know there's NALA, there's the Utah Paralegal Association, there's the Utah State Bar Paralegal Division. There's so many great assets and tools here that you can use to learn about how to get into the industry. I have my legal administrative assistant, for instance. She wants to try and work her way up into being a paralegal, and one of the first things I said was join one of the paralegal associations and start coming to CLE events with me, so you can see what we have to learn and what we're wanting to keep up to date with, and it'll help expose you to what this industry kind of looks like. And on top of that, I definitely recommend buying some legal books, because it always helps knowing just some of the terminology that will be used. And if you go into a law firm already having some knowledge, just even a little bit of some of the terms that are being used, you'll already be levels ahead of others. And just stick with it. Make sure you love the industry, because the legal industry is not for the weak, but it is a very rewarding one.